time to say farewell to narrowboat Bandonian and to leave Peter and Hebden Bridge. My mode of transport is actually by bus. When I got on the bus, I was really surprised to find out that my whole journey was only going to cost me £2.80. I could not believe it. And on such a beautiful day, the views, I think, were going to be amazing. Here you can see the reflection of the bus in the glass, and we're just passing through the various little different areas of Hebden Bridge itself. Now we're about to turn right here, past this row of vehicles, and if you look over the top of the bridge, you'll see water. That was probably my last sight of the canal, I think. And here are a few more shops and buildings that we're passing. And here is the beautiful scenery. You know, I could not believe my eyes just travelling on this bus and seeing all these fantastic sights. It was just truly amazing. It helped that the weather was so good as well. But look at all those trees, all the different colours and shades of green. And the brick wall here was very nice, very interesting too, very old looking. But that skyline, can you see the gaps between the trees on the skyline? I was fascinated by that. It makes you wonder what's on the other side. But, oh, how beautiful. You know, when I was on the bus and I was taking this footage, I was aware of one thing. I felt a bit silly really, but as I was filming, I just couldn't stop grinning. I had a smile from ear to ear looking at this scenery. It was just really fantastic. That skyline over there against the blue of the sky, I thought looked really pretty. And then as we slow down, you get a view of this. It's a nice little pond, and I like the sculpture over there. It looks like a stack of pebbles. I don't actually know what it is, but I just thought it looked fascinating. And then there are all these different types of trees. I don't know the names of half of them. And if you look through the trees, you can see all the way up to the distance. That's the other side of the valley. And there's all these little buildings built of Yorkshire stone. And the bus is going quite fast. One thing I noticed was it was just jiggling around all over the place, going at full pelt. And you couldn't really keep the camera steady. Well, I couldn't keep my phone steady with the movement of the bus, but I did my best. I hope that you like it. There's some more of that amazing skyline. And now we're no longer in the valley where the canal was, but we're looking down into the valley, and there's water down below. It was a bit difficult to get a good view. Now here we are. I felt as if we were on top of the world. It looked, yeah, I mean that is the top of the Pennines, isn't it? And it looks really sandy. I think that might be sort of dry grass, but again, I'm not really sure what it was. But the contrast between the sandy colour on the opposite side of the valley and the grass, I thought was quite pronounced. Again, just beautiful. It seems to have levelled out a little bit, but beyond the green, it just dips down into a valley, and I think the canal is down there. The canal actually does go over the summit of the Pennines. And we were slowing down here a little bit. Look, you can just see over the other side, in the distance, the other hills. I'm sort of blabbering on here, but I was just so excited to be on the bus going over the Pennines. It was just amazing. Like I said, I couldn't stop grinning. Now the scenery darkens over the other side. I think that must be some sort of gorse or shrubs in the distance to make that colour go dark. And you can see in the glass the reflection of the other side of the bus. And there is the other side of the bus. We are really just going over the top of the world here. It felt so good, so exciting. My eyes just kept darting from one side to the other to see what the views were. And we literally are just driving over the top of the Pennines. And to me, it felt like the top of the world. But it's amazing how the colours changed from the lush green of the fields and the trees to this very dry and arid looking landscape. I suspect it might be because of the winds that they get up there. Now in the distance there you can see what I think might be electricity cables or transmitter cables, pylons. And they are really just sitting on the skyline. And it still looks very arid on this side. But I think we are at the summit. Having said that, I think we are now starting to dip down because we're falling below the skyline now. And it does, I don't know, I was still absolutely amazed at the scenery and the beautiful sky. Here you can see the pylons a bit closer and some more water. We are definitely going down. And what a surprise this is! I did not expect to see a body of water as large as this up here. I had no clue it was here. And what a beautiful blue colour it is. I guess it's reflecting the colour of the sky, but oh, how lovely. And you can see that it was quite windy out there because you can see the water being blown and the ripples. Here's an even closer look at those pylons and the water through the trees. I just think this is so pretty. And here is another reservoir. And I think that probably when they were built, they might have been built to supply water to the canals, but I don't think they do that anymore. And that bridge you can see coming up there, it's actually a road going across the middle of the water. But so pretty. Oh, there's the car. So yes, it was a road bridge across the water. We're really going down now, and the skyline is way above us. There's some more of the water. And like I said, the bus is going quite fast. And look at that wall. It's the other side of the dam. That's quite a surprise too. I didn't realise that it was a dam until now. But such beautiful scenery. And you can see the way that the fields have been divided up with the hedgerows just in the distance there. It's such a vast landscape. For my American and Canadian viewers, I know for certain that you have far vaster landscapes than we do in England. But I still think, to me, it still looks pretty vast and open. Some sheep over there. When I'm driving along and I've got family in the car, even though my family's all grown up, whenever I see any livestock, I always point it out and they say, "Mum, we're grown up, you don't need to do that anymore." And I say, "I know, but I still like doing it, and I still do it automatically." So we're heading back in towards other villages. And look at this. It's a crochet or knitted top to our letterbox. Now this happens in quite a few different locations around the UK. And it's quite a quirky thing. You can see how wide the landscape is and how wide the sky looks from here. And I just love the colour of the grass there, that beautiful green, very lush. And what a contrast to the top of the Pennines that was sort of sandy colour and beige. And now we're really dipping down into the countryside and we're leaving the top of the Pennine behind. It's getting more and more suburban, I suppose. These houses are quite modern. I don't think they're old. They've been used. They've been built with some sort of stone look-alike. Some of these houses may be old, but certainly those ones further back weren't. It's a village nestled into the hillside there. Now I'm afraid I was so busy just admiring the scenery, I really didn't take note of where exactly in the Pennines I was. And there in the distance you can see more hills. And you can see the top of a windmill turning. I should say it's a wind turbine. It's not a windmill, but wind turbines. There are quite a few in the UK. And now we are going down. This is Huddersfield, and we're on the final approach. And you can see in the distance the other side of the valley. But it's quite a stunning view, even going into the town. But very, very hilly. I really like this structure. It's the old gasworks. but I just think it looks almost like a piece of sculpture, and I wanted to share it with you. So I had picked up my car by this time and I was driving and leaving Huddersfield, and there's my last look at the canal. So it's bye bye Huddersfield.